Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in this video, we're going to talk about how we can become more confident when making decisions. Now, there are some great strategies that we can implement to help us to feel more confidence as we face those tough decisions, especially if we become stuck and unable to decide what to do. Now, we make decisions every day, right from the time we wake up to the time we go to bed. Now, some of these are so routine that we don't even stop to think about those decisions, such as what time we need to wake up, or maybe how we will commute to work that day. Now, being that said, when we feel stressed around a decision, it's typically because it's a much bigger decision. You know what I mean, the ones that could change our lives or maybe impact the ones we love. This can bring on a significant amount of anxiety. We can be afraid of what will happen if we choose the wrong decision and how it will affect our life, our family, or our business, or even our career. Some tough decisions could be staying or ending a relationship, deciding whether to leave a job, or deciding whether to move to a different location. We can often feel the pressure of uncertainty with the outcome, or there could be various alternatives, and each one with its own set of consequences. We can even hesitate because we are trying to predict how some people might react to our decision. Indecisiveness can really cause a significant amount of distress. We can often become so overwhelmed by the whole situation that we can feel paralyzed with self-doubt, making us feel stuck and unable to move forward. Now, I know all these factors can really make it challenging to make decisions. However, it's really essential for our well-being to make decisions, as it allows us to feel we have some control over our lives. And it also helps us to have the freedom to make our own path and move our lives in the direction that we desire. Let's not allow fear to stop us from making a decision that will help us to improve our journey. We have the ability inside of us to know what we want and how to proceed towards those goals. We just need to engage some problem solving and decision making skills. So let's look at 5 strategies that can help us when we are facing some of those tough decisions. So the first strategy is to practice making decisions. If you're feeling stuck and not able to make some tough decisions in your life, then it's important to practice making decisions. The best way to overcome the fear of making the wrong decisions is to make small decisions often. For example, if we typically let others make small decisions for us, such as what we're going to have for dinner, what movie we're going to watch, or maybe if we're going to work out that day, then perhaps we can work towards making those decisions for ourselves. As we get more practice doing this, we will get better at knowing what we like to do or what we truly want. We will also be able to build trust in ourselves to know what's best for us. Then as we approach the bigger or maybe more important decisions, we can move towards those challenges with more ease because of the practice that we've had. It's starting small and building up those decision-making muscles. So the second strategy is working on our mindset to gain that clarity so we can be more confident in our decision. Now, when it comes to important decisions, it's essential we don't rush ourselves, as this can make us feel anxious and therefore pulling us towards making a quick decision that might not serve us well. So instead, let's give ourselves plenty of time and space to work through our options. Now, there are a few ways that can help us to do this. For example, sometimes we just need some fresh air and time to think away from all the noise. We can maybe take a walk outside in our neighborhood or maybe at a nearby park. Fresh air and interaction with nature can really help us to feel more calm, which can help clear our mind. We can also look to see where our focus is. Are we being guided to make a decision based on what we want, or are we thinking more about what we want to avoid? Anxiety tends to rule our decisions by presenting us with all the possible outcomes, particularly the bad ones. Decisions are then made around avoiding what we don't want rather than chasing what we do want. Let's see if we can focus on what our decision would look like if they were driven by what we want to happen. Now, another good way to clear our mind is by simply getting some good sleep. If we're tired, we won't have a lot of energy to put towards making a solid decision. Once we get some sleep, we can wake up feeling more rested, focused, and motivated to tackle those big and important decisions. We can also spend some time asking ourselves questions and journaling on them to work through our concerns. Here are some examples of questions we could ask ourselves. What are all of my options? Do I have enough information to make the decision? Is this decision in line with my long-term goals? What are the risks with these options? What is the risk of not doing it? If I were free to do whatever I wanted with no judgment or repercussions, what would I do? How will I feel about this decision 10 minutes from now? How about 10 months from now? How about 10 years from now? Now, the third strategy is being able to build a more growth mindset approach. Now, most of the time when we approach tough decisions, we can kind of see them in an all or nothing way. Decisions are either right or they're wrong. Oh, and I did want to mention that I have a video on all or nothing thinking that goes a bit deeper in this area. I'll put the link to that video below in case you'd like to go check it out. So instead of seeing things as right or wrong, perhaps we can find a middle area. For example, if there were maybe some consequences that we didn't anticipate that came from a decision that we made, it doesn't have to necessarily be seen as negative, but instead, can we think of that as a learning experience? Now, none of us like experiencing consequences that we didn't expect or want, myself included. However, if we associate a negative feeling each time things don't work out the way we'd hoped they would, then we might find that we will start avoiding future decisions because we fear the same thing will happen. Life is not perfect, and we can't possibly know if obstacles will pop up in places. We can only make the best decision we think is right for us. We have to be willing to fall down, get up, cry, laugh, make a mess, clean it up, and not stop until we get where we want to go. Those past situations that we may look at as mistakes can actually help us to produce new perspectives and outcomes. Those times can even fuel our awareness. If we can accept that there will be hidden life lessons and roadblocks, we can then keep ourselves in a more positive mindset when dealing with those challenges. We can even incorporate some questions, maybe after we've experienced some adversity from a past decision, such as, what was good about the decision I made? What did I feel was bad about it? What can I learn from it so I can make a different decision next time? So the fourth strategy is learning to trust yourself. It's great to bounce ideas off of others and get help when we need it, but when it comes to decisions that are going to affect our lives significantly, it's really important that we make the decisions we feel is truly right for our journey. Trusting ourselves is so important. We know what's best for us. We might just need to take some time to think things through, but the answer is truly always inside of us. Now, if you find that you're having a tough time doing this, keep repeating the phrase, because I trust myself, to help push aside that self-doubt. Also, try to steer away from telling yourself that you're bad at making decisions. Let's erase the phrase, I don't know, from your vocabulary and replace it with, I'll know what to do soon enough. Making big decisions is hard, so please give yourself a break and exercise a healthy dose of self-compassion. There is a lot of fear that comes with big decisions, so be patient with yourself through this process. Now, if we've done these strategies and we're still feeling a bit stuck, then it might be time for us to do the fifth strategy, which is to dig deeper if we're really struggling to make a decision. Now, sometimes we can get hung up on a decision because there's a deeper cause for why we're being so hesitant. Taking the time to dig into what is at the core of our struggle can help us to shed some light on which direction to take. Perhaps we can meditate maybe in our home or somewhere that makes us feel comfortable and safe. Clearing our mind and allowing ourselves to relax without interruption can help us tremendously. We can even ask ourselves questions, either during or maybe after we meditate, such as, what am I afraid of? What's keeping me from making this choice? Why am I feeling anxiety when I'm thinking about making this leap forward? Why am I moving towards a safer route instead of doing what I really want to do? Then we can take some time to journal our answers so we can see them on paper. This can really help us to identify the root of the fear so we can uncover what it is, and this can allow us to keep moving forward to address those challenges. So those are the 5 strategies that can help us to feel more confident when making difficult decisions in our lives. I hope you found these helpful. One of the great things about having the power to choose is that if you don't like the things that are going on in your life, you can change it. Making decisions allows you to have some control over the next set of events that happen in your life. You are in the driver's seat, and you can actively and intentionally pursue different options for yourself. Please remember, you are wonderful at making decisions in your life. Believe in yourself and the ability to know what's best for you. Well, thanks so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love and prayers. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you on the next video.